Good evening, everybody. And you know, it's your boy, Mark, an MUFC fan, and I'm here to talk to you about some PL news. This is your daily update, guys. And how are you feeling? I know lots of fans are thinking about different things and are arguing amongst themselves or fighting off, their backing of certain managers, whether it be Chelsea fans, whether it be United fans, maybe even Newcastle fans. What is the news, guys? The transfer market is like 3 weeks away before it opens. A lot of managers have a hectic, busy season going into the Christmas 3 weeks before the transfer market opens. There are lots of games to be talked about, guys, and the PL weekend is coming. You know what I mean? And let's just dive right into it. I'm going to get into the hot topic of the moment. Guys, this is critical, man. Critical. Critical. And it's Graham Potter ready to return to management amid Man United job links. And as you see, the headline of my stream is Ten Hag out? Question mark. Graham Potter in? Question mark. What are you thinking, guys? And this is all about you, the fans. What are your thoughts? Could you tell me if you think you want to see Graham Potter replace Eric Ten Hag? I might be of a different opinion, but this is not about me today. I'm going to give all the views so far, and then I'm going to say my opinion last before I close the show. Really short stream, guys. Hope you're tuning in. And if you're in here, smash that like button. And if it's your first time, guys, don't be afraid to subscribe. It's a new channel. I only have like 58 subscribers. I'm hoping to get to 100. That's my first checkpoint. And then I may be 200 or 150. Hopefully to get to 500, which would be the total aim. You know what I mean? So if you guys like the content, don't hesitate to like and subscribe, guys. It helps the channel grow. It pushes it on to the next person. This is not a corporation funded channel. So your likes and your subscriptions are the only the value that I would like to have from you guys. I enjoy your comments and your criticisms, your views as well. Leave them in the comments, whether it's the live section or the non-live section, because it all helps the channel grow. Helps me be better, help me brings better news to you, more information. What do you want to hear? What do you like to see? Say those things. Leave the comments, leave your opinions in the below, guys. Don't be afraid. You know what I mean? And let's dive right into it. As Graham Potter is ready, to return to job. It's saying Graham Potter is ready to return to management 8 months after losing his job as the Chelsea head coach. 90 Minutes understands amid reports linking him to Manchester United. The 40-year-old has signed a 5-year contract to seek Thomas Tuchel at Stamford Bridge last September, but lost his job in April after winning just 12 games in all competitions out of a possible 31 games. Guys, do you think this is going to be better than Ten Hag? A manager who came in and took over a United team that was said to be the worst United team in a decade, took them to third place, 2 cup finals, winning 1 cup. This is his second season, 13 games in, and Man United are 6th in the table. I know they got knocked out of the Champions League. I'm a Man United fan, so that's something I've been, harping on myself. But guys, is it really worth it to jump back into that loop of death, guys? You know what I mean? Like, is it really worth it to sack another manager, get a new manager bounce, maybe finish top 4, Champions League next season, and these players, do the same thing because a manager is going to expect them to work hard? Guys, what are we doing? If you look at the different news articles coming out right now, there are lots of different things, lots of different conflicting results. You know what I mean? There are teams like Manchester City that is sitting in 4th, after losing games. You know what I mean? There's other teams like Newcastle that just got knocked out the Champions League, who are also beneath Manchester United on the Premier League table, guys. And the media seems to be the only one thriving in these situations. Because as you can see, the media are constantly spinning articles like Eddie Howe or Ten Hag. Who will get sacked first? And I'm pretty sure Newcastle fans and the Toon faithful, they love Eddie Howe. And they like what he's doing and the direction that Newcastle is headed. I mean, no one expected Newcastle to finish fourth last season, let alone be in the Champions League. They were one goal away from qualifying. If they could have got a victory or a draw, they would have qualified for the Champions League into the next round. But they joined Man United as both teams get knocked out. But it's like I said, guys, there's only 15 games played in the season thus far. Game week 16 is on Saturday and Sunday this weekend. And the first game actually starts tomorrow, guys, tomorrow night. So you know what I'm saying? There's like 23 games left, if not 22, just to be sure. That's more than half the season left. There's 38 games in a season. So we're not even halfway through. Don't you think that these two managers can get their teams to top four again? What are your thoughts, guys? Or do you guys really think that Eddie Howe and Eric Ten Hag deserve to sack because both teams are suffering with injuries and maybe the managers are not making the right decision based on some tacticals and fans and other pundits that may have their own opinions, But what can you say, guys? You know what I mean? What do you want to see, guys? Are you guys prepared for a project? Do you have the patience to let these managers get their systems in and work through these problems? Or do you believe that the players have given up on these managers and the players are just not good enough for either team? You know what I mean? Because I heard some people saying that, Newcastle are a team full of a lot of average, overperforming players. Also, there are people who say that Manchester United are a team full of players who would not even make the starting lineups for any other top four club. And they say these things with chest. Do you believe that, guys? Or are you like me and you think that maybe these guys are exaggerating just a tad bit too much? Are you like me, guys? Do you think that these managers could turn things around? Because I'm really wondering, is football just like FUT Foot Champs on PS4 or PS5, Xbox One, Because sometimes you change players, you buy players, you expect them to hit the ground running immediately sometimes. What if they don't hit the ground running in the first season? Are they terrible? Should they be, should they be sold? Should they be sold in the next transfer market because they didn't score 15, 20 goals? Or do players get time, maybe 18 months, like statistics say that Brighton use, Man City use, all these teams that have very, very, very good structures behind them, all use a Moneyball system. And they say no player is developed in less than 18 months of playing time. And that goes for transfers or players transitioning from the youth into the senior team. So do fans of these clubs, big clubs as they consider themselves with huge fan bases around the world, do they think that their managers deserve to sack in the moment of weakness? In the one moment where these managers are seemingly losing games, not making the right decisions, maybe the players could be better. Maybe the players have lost confidence. But, if we go on their track records from last season, this is a manager that finished fourth and third respectively. Eddie Howe was in fourth place. Ten Hag was in third place. Last season, all their fans was gung-ho supporting them. The media was like, this is miracles. No one expected these teams to qualify. As a matter of fact, most of the media and most of these same pundits had these two teams finishing maybe top 10. Some say 9th for Manchester United, some say 8th, maybe 10th for Newcastle. And these two teams shocked everyone, guys. Shocked the Premier League. They shocked the pundits. They shocked their fans, And this season, both teams are riddled with injuries at different stages and sometimes not performing well. In Man United's case, it's been a struggle to find the best starting 11. Not only that, but the best starting roles and matchups in the different positions like midfield balance, defensively, and in attack. But if you go on the last month, Eric Ten Hag was manager of the month. Manchester United was the team in form in the Premier League. Garnacho scored a wonder goal. Bruno scored a wonder goal, had an assist. Man United has been doing okay. So if the manager hasn't implemented his system last season, and we all are disagreeable with that, maybe barring some people, And the manager decides that, okay, he showed us what he can do. And he decides this team, now he has the time. Maybe, just maybe, he can implement his system this season and still get top four. Are the fans going to back him and give him time? Are they going to believe in what he has done last season? Or are they going to believe in the media and what they're cooking up right now on the books, on the pages? Are they going to beat the press like my buddy Mick Ruby always says? Or are we just going to continue down this death loop in Glazernomics? You know, fans, talk to me. What's your opinions? Let me know what you're thinking. Let me go through this article right now. As I say, Newcastle United's European ambitions ended with a 2-1 defeat against AC Milan in the Champions League last night. The Magpies took an early lead through Joe Linton, but paid the price for missed chances and defensive slip-ups, with Milan capitalizing to earn a spot in the Europa League. The result further compounded Newcastle's struggles as they sustained three consecutive defeats in all competitions. Manager Eddie Howe is in the firing line again. The pressure is mounting over his position following the fluctuating campaign. However, Eddie Howe is not alone. It seems to be the same boat for Manchester United boss Erik ten Hag, who has endured a turbulent season. The Dustman has been the focal point of scrutiny following Man United elimination from the Champions League and their awful form in the Premier League. Awful form. Mind you, as I said before, Manchester United are 6th and Newcastle are in 8th place. So they didn't say that Newcastle was in awful form. They said Manchester United, and they are 6th above Newcastle and Chelsea. I just remind you guys, this is how the media cooks, right? Ten Hag and Eddie Howe share a similar trajectory. Both were appointed during a time of crisis and exceeded expectations by leading their clubs to top 4 finish in their Premier League last season. Man United and Newcastle are now languishing in 6th and 7th position respectively, while also falling short in their European ventures. United were the biggest underperformers after finishing last in the group containing Bayern, Munich, Copenhagen, and Galatasaray. Newcastle had things tougher after being drawn alongside Paris Saint-Germain, Borussia Dortmund, and Milan. They produced a memorable win against PSG at St. James's Park and almost did a double in the reverse fixture. However, a controversial stoppage time penalty scuppered their hopes. Both clubs have enjoyed their fair share of injury problems this season, but this doesn't excuse their exit from Europe. What they did not mention was that United scored twice as many goals as Newcastle did in the Champions League this season with 12, while Newcastle only scored 6 goals. But I guess, Man United are so bad. However, the speculation about Eddie Howe's future is not as intense as it is for Erik ten Hag, with the club reportedly happy to leave him in charge. By contrast, Man United have been linked with former Wolverhampton Wanderers manager Julian Lopetegui as a possible replacement for Erik ten Hag. The Red Devils face Liverpool and Aston Villa in the next few weeks. If their downward spiral continues, it may be curtains for the former Ajax manager. Guys, what can I say to you guys? What can I say to you? These things, they depress me. You know what I'm saying? Because when you think about it, it doesn't make that much sense. They go on talking about these things like they have all the information in the world. All the information in the world. And what's even crazier is that they write these articles in such a way that you would swear that these teams were, getting battered every single way they go, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-0 every single time they went out this season to play. We're talking about two teams that are sitting less than 10 points off the first place, and there are 23 games or 22 games left in the Premier League. Are you saying that the teams ahead of them by no more than 10 points can maintain that with facing all the teams and the shock upsets that we have seen thus far, where Aston Villa has beaten Manchester City, Aston Villa has beaten Tottenham, and they have beaten Chelsea? and they have to face Arsenal. Do you think they can continue with their upwards trajectory? Do you think that managers who showed you a performance where they could take a team to top four in their first season, when both teams respectively were in different crises, do you think that these managers don't have the cojones, the smarts, the tactics, or the management capability to take their team to another top four finish this season, topping again the ideals and the criticisms of pundits, of the media, and of fans who turn coat easily because they can handle the fire in the kitchen? Guys, talk to me. Tell me what you think. Leave your comments in the comments below. Leave your criticisms. Leave your opinions. I want to be able to read out your views in the next show. I have a specific show that is called Fan Intervention. And I'm going to be reading every comment that is left in the bottom of this stream after the stream. Whether you're a Chelsea fan and you think that Poch has lost the plot, which I would argue Poch is dealing with a young team that is very talented but very low on experience. And their season will be up and down because they need to learn. And they're only going to learn because they have to play it and they have to do it on the job. Maybe if you add some senior players to that team, they might do better. Maybe next year is the season where Chelsea rebuild actually takes shape. Who knows? Spurs were on a downward spiral, losing 4 games in a row after going top of the league. And their fans were in turmoil, and then they suddenly won 4-1. And now their fans are happy again because they are still in the top 4. But who knows if they will continue to be Spursy or if they will continue to win. Has Ange Ball really landed in the Premier League? Some people might say yes, some people might argue. I would say the manager has performed well. And thanks to whatever system of players that he met there, he found a starting 11 that fits his system ideally. And they work well. And with the injuries they have drop form, and the drop off, just like at Manchester United and other teams, probably will be huge, except for certain clubs like Man City, who have the deepest squad in the world in terms of replacements, top quality. I'm not going to say that these teams can't all turn it on their day. Man City is a team that is known to go on a 10, 15, 20 game unbeaten streak, but it's not too indifferent from other teams. Manchester United went on a 20 game unbeaten run last season. So it's not like if they can't do it, these same players are here. You know what I mean? So, what are you saying, guys? There's Wolves, who's doing pretty well this season. West Ham is also doing really well. They had a few injuries, struggled in a few games. You know what I mean? There's also Brighton, who has been dropping form of late. People, associate De Zerbi with replacing Ten Hag or replacing other top managers at top clubs. But Brighton has been struggling this season. They are languishing somewhere in near 9th. So it's a lot to take in. They're behind Fulham. And when you think about football, it's such a funny game because imagine Aston Villa are second place right now, or third. I think Aston Villa are in third and Liverpool are in first, which is crazy because everyone thought Liverpool had no midfield. And maybe Liverpool would be faltering this season like they faltered last season, but Liverpool has been, very good. They always a very good attacking team, and they have been able to score lots of goals this season and kept themselves from losing games by scoring goals. You know what I mean? All teams go through up and down, and it just seems like this season all top 6 teams are in some form and shape of a rebuild. I've been saying this for months. And I see some YouTubers now starting to catch on and saying that, all the top 4 teams or average top 6 teams are in a rebuild as well. You know what I mean? But I've been saying this for months, guys. So, I mean, come what may, guys, as a football fan, I'm here for it because, it's not always going to be win, 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 win. Sometimes it's going to be win, loss, sometimes draw. You know what I mean? And for Manchester United, we are a team with a valiant history, rich in victory, rich in winning, with a fan base that's like no other in the world, and one of the most supportive fan bases ever. One of the largest fan bases ever for a football club. You know, it's not hard to say that Manchester United is the biggest club in English history. Some fans might say Manchester City is a big club now, but most fans around the world, if you ask them who's the biggest English club, the first thing off their tongue will definitely be Manchester United, guys, and probably if not after Liverpool. So, guys, at the end of the day, if you're a Manchester United fan, I urge you, strap in, put your seatbelts on. It's going to be a bumpy ride this season. You know, Last season was a period where we came out of the blocks and overachieved after regressing to a mean. And this season, we're going through, the evolution process. There's going to be wins, there's going to be draws, there's going to be losses. There haven't been much draws this season, but one against Copenhagen. But guys, it's not hard to say that it's going to be very possible that United turn the season around. Because if we know Eric Ten Hag, last season he started off slow and then he built a momentum into the season, and Man United ended up in the third, top four, played two cup finals in the FA Cup against Man City. They lost, won the Carabao Cup against Newcastle, and Eddie Howe was there in the Carabao Cup final. Although he lost, he did well. He played Manchester United in the FA Cup semi-final and lost to Manchester United as well. But you know what? Guys, football is not linear. It goes up and down. So sometimes you have to deal with a downtime, and I would bet anything, if Manchester United fans had patience for Eric Ten Hag and gave him the time is what he needs most. You know what I mean? And if he got that time, I believe he would turn things around. There are lots of young players that he's been adding to the squad. I'm pretty sure we could have, expected to see more of Hannibal Mejbri. I was a fan that didn't really believe a lot in Hannibal Mejbri, and he's been showing really good in the performances that he made, and I hope to see more of him. But, Scott McTominay is a limited player, but he was a player in form, and any player in form would start over players in any team. It's football, guys. Players in form create things. You know what I mean? They also help, improve the form of other players around them. So Bruno Fernandes, he's the captain. He's always going to get the stick because, he's the fearless leader and he needs to, lead the troops. And sometimes he might not do his best in doing so, or it might be seen as him not doing his best to lead the troops forward. But guys, you have to also remember that he cannot do it alone. The team needs to back him as a captain. They need to follow his instructions as well. They need to stick to the principles of the manager. And in a time like this, where everyone believes that this team is sacking the manager, I would say this message to Manchester United football players: back Eric Ten Hag. Go out there and give everything 150%, right? Play for pride. Play to win. Pay attention to the principles. Be alert. Work hard, and the results will come. Even if you don't think you want to be here anymore, the transfer window is coming. Just tell the manager behind closed doors, we're not going to hate you guys. Whoever needs to hear that. But to the players in the Manchester United squad that are Manchester United through and through, wherever you are from, whichever nationality you come from, you play for Manchester United, you wear that red kit, we will back you as fans. I will back you as a fan. But it's time, guys. Take a good look around. Read the room. Look at the faces of Old Trafford, right? Look at the faces of the fans online. The ones who you might see, in their Instagrams, the ones who you might not see. We are here for you. Give us something to believe in. Even if you can't win the Premier League this season, come out fighting. Back this manager and turn things around. We will be there because we are the faithful to support you. And as any fan, I'm pretty sure would be telling their club, we are fans. We are always there in the good times and in the bad. But by God, give us something to support, to cheer for. And this is just my ending for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed my stream. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. And don't be afraid. Leave your comments, leave your criticisms, leave your own opinions on what you believe in the comment section below. It all helps move the channel along to the next person and the next person and the next person. So, maybe I will eventually get to 500 subscribers, guys. Thank you and Merry Christmas, guys. The PL is back, and later I'm going to be here with a match prediction for all the Premier League games. Till later, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. It's been your boy, Mark, an MUFC fan, coming to you from Elite Football Talks. And we are out. Oh.